While many people look forward to the holidays, this can be a tough time of year for those who've lost a loved one. For children who are grieving, it can be particularly complicated. Rick's Place in Wilbraham offer grief support services for children and families. Carolee McGrath sat down with Executive Director Diane Murray and Program Director Therese Ross to learn more about how they help people through this time.
For children, it can be a complicated time because they're used to having this special person around, and now they're entering what is supposed to be a fun and joyful season, and there's a big absence in their lives. And yet, they're kids, and so they still want to be able to have some fun. And that gets complicated. They can feel guilty, they can feel confused by how do I still have a good time while this special person is missing. And we really encourage them to recognize that it's okay to still have fun. It doesn't mean you didn't love your special person, and it doesn't mean that you're not still thinking about them. But you have the right to try to live as normal a life as you can.
And you can see them feeling guilty, like, why am I smiling if so-and-so is not here, right?
Yes. And grief is this tangled ball of yarn. It's not a straight ahead process. And so there are moments when they're feeling sad and they'll recognize they're feeling sad, but there are also times where they can enjoy themselves, and that's okay. And we encourage them to recognize that and feel okay about it. And for the grown-ups, it can be challenging because they're often missing a very supportive person in their lives, someone who's helped them through, someone they've spent this significant time with. And they're now solo parenting. It's not single parenting. They're doing everything on their own. And so for them, they need to feel the self-compassion to take a break when they need to allow themselves to enjoy some things when they can, but also to know it's okay if they need to say, no, I can't do that.
And how do you help them with that, though? Because they want to make it better for their kids, right? Especially if you have a parent who's lost a spouse. You almost want to go over the top, right? Because, okay, now they've dealt with this, horrific thing. I want them to be happy. How do you do that?
We hear from our families that immediately after a death, they're overwhelmed with help. What can we do? And then after often a short period of time, months or even a year, folks tend to go away. And we know that grief goes on. It's a process that never ends, really. So we encourage family and friends to check in with these grieving families and make an offer like, can I bring you dinner on Tuesday night? Can I watch your kids on a snow day? These are very difficult things for a single or only parent. There are just so many ways to help out with kindness. And just remember that these folks are still suffering through a hard time.
And you're talking months later, because I think sometimes, people move on, not intentionally,
right.
But life gets busy and then you start to forget. So you don't think it's intrusive to call up that friend 6 months later and say, hey, listen, I'd really like to make you dinner. Because sometimes people feel uncomfortable and they're not sure what to say, so you say nothing.
That discomfort is there, and we encourage people to feel less uncomfortable with it, because it's really helpful to a family to hear that their special person is remembered and to feel the support from those around them a year or two or even 3 years later.
So that grieving person doesn't get more upset, because I think that's the mindset a lot of times. I'm going to upset her if I bring up this topic.
So what we hear from kids and their families, their adults, is that they already are upset. And it's helpful if someone checks in and says, I remembered this story about your dad. Is it okay if I share it with you? And ask permission to talk about it. But grief is a really isolating experience. And around the holidays, it can be even more isolating. And so for kids and the surviving grown-up, they really benefit from hearing that people still care. And they know that it can still be difficult 2, 3, 4 years later. That absence is still there.
And how do you deal with changing traditions? Because I'm assuming that this has to be part of it, and also traumatic as well.
Right. So what we encourage families to do is have a conversation together about what are the traditions that they want to keep, what are traditions that they want to change, is there something new they want to do? There's the idea of maintaining a continuing bond with the person who has died. And so how can you honor that person's memory? Can you donate something in the person's name? Can you make some sort of memorial at your house? Is there a special way you want to, if you're decorating Christmas tree or if you're doing Hanukkah gifts, is there something you can do that's honoring that special person? And have a conversation. Kids have really incredible ideas about what works for them to keep their memory alive.
And when you talk about honoring a certain person, obviously Rick Thorpe is the name of the nonprofit Rick's Place. Tell us a little bit about him and the support services that you offer.
Rick very tragically died in the second tower on 9/11. He was well known as a star athlete, but what few folks know is that he was also devoted to helping the underserved. So after his tragic loss, his family and friends gathered together and opened Rick's Place, a child bereavement center, in 2007. We have, just a little over a year ago, moved into a beautiful new facility, which has allowed us to expand our services. So we continue to offer an on-site program every other Tuesday throughout the school year. It's important to note that we do not offer counseling or therapy, but we highly recommend it and have a list of resources for families. We have added a new family program to eliminate the need for even a short time on a wait list. We've been able to add summer programming, and this year for the first time we did a one-day summer grief camp at Springfield College, which was just amazing. So all of our services are free, and we encourage folks to just give us a call or go to our website, and there's a way to reach out to us there.
How do you connect with the schools, though, as well? Because I know it's support services. So if you have a child who suddenly has lost a parent and now they're going to school, are you able to kind of coordinate with teachers and administrators to kind of help them, through the sing-along that they're going to have at school and mom's not going to show up? How do you do that?
So we have some presentations that we give at area schools. And we also sometimes can run an 8-week grief group in a school, depending on our funding. But we've been in a lot of schools in the area.
And I'm sure that they need, the direction and support as well, right? Because what are you hearing from schools? It's suddenly the child is just crying in class.
Right.
How do you help that and support that child?
Right. So we do know that about 93% of teachers have no training in working with students who've been impacted by grief. We also know that because grief works the way it does for kids and adults, it just doesn't go away, and it gets triggered in school, and it increases difficulty concentrating, difficulty staying focused, and being able to complete assignments. It makes emotions very on the surface, and oftentimes teachers forget that a child's behaviors are impacted by their significant loss. And so we go into schools and we talk with teachers about things they can do differently, accommodations they can make for kids. So for a child who experiences a death in kindergarten, as they get into 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, they start to understand that permanence of that death very differently. And so that grief journey changes and it comes out differently developmentally. And so we alert teachers to that. And one of the things that we know is that for the adults, just as with the kids, when they come to Rick's Place and they're with a group of peers who have also experienced loss, they feel incredible support. They feel as if, people here really understand. And so then we also work with them to help them learn how to ask for help. Asking for help is really difficult. And when you've experienced a loss, you're kind of in the trenches of survival mode. And so how do you have the self-compassion to say, I need a break, I can't do this, I actually need some help with this? It takes a lot of practice.